Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Om Munitrayam Namaskritya Tadukti Paribhavyacha Vayyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudiyam Virachyate. Okay, so we are in the first page. According to my book, I follow this Vayyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi Chaukamba, Motilal Banarsi Das book. So, like all the other books, generally in this section, Indological section, this book also has very small prints, very difficult to read. Okay, so when I studied this text, it was very easy. I was young boy, 25, 26. So this was looking very big for me. But now you can understand the difficulties. Okay. So we saw प्राचीन ग्रंथे अगदार्थताम विषय प्रयोजन संबंध अधिकारिणश्च सूचयन् चिकीर्षं प्रतिजानीत. He is doing the pratignya. Pratignya means this is what he wants to establish. This is what I want to say. So this is what I desire to express. So his declaration, he is declaring, this is what I am, pratignya is a declaration. Okay, so he is declaring, this is what I want to establish. Munitrayam iti shlokena. With this Munitraya, this shloka, here he is declaring this is what is going to be the subject matter, etc. of the book. Iyam Vayyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi Virachyate iti Anvaya. The syntactical connection is this Iyam, this Vayyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi, this text Vayyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi Virachyate, I am writing. This is the connection. Virachyate. Okay, so Virachyate, that word itself, Virachyate, will come to that. Okay, Iyamiti Grantha Rupa Vakyavalihi Vavakshita. Iyam. When we say Iyam means this. Where is this? There is no this here. Because until the book is not ready, you cannot say this. This is Vartavana Samipya. When you refer to something at present and which is closer to you, you can say this. But where is this? There is no this here. So he says, no. The Grantha Vakyavalihi, the group Vakya Avalihi. Vakya means sentence. Avali means the garland. The garland of sentences of the book is what he is talking about. Still, that is not a proper usage. If you say, he says, Bhavinya api tasyaha buddhya vishikaranat iyam iti pratyakshavat nirdeshaha. See, though I understand it is going to be only done, finished in the future. Bhavini, in the future. Yes. But still, since it is there in my head, in my intellect, I am seeing the whole picture. This is how I am going to write this text. Therefore, when I say this, it is a proper usage. It is like this. It is like this. See, now I am using, it is like this. I have not explained what this is. But still, I am saying it is like this. So, similarly, it is like this. What? See, if a fellow is creating a pot, a potter is creating a pot. So he knows which kind of pot, what kind of pot, which size of pot, etc. All the details of the pot, which he is going to make even before the creation. It is there in his head. Similarly, a sculptor, before creating a statue, he knows by looking into the stone, he sees not the stone, he sees the image in the stone, that which he is going to create, of that which he is going to create from that stone. And that is how he is removing all that which is not that image. He is not sculpting. Actually, he is removing the non-image. Okay. So here too, this fellow says in front of him, and he is expressing saying Iyam. Right. Fine. Now, Vyakaranam Adhite Vedanti. Now he comes to the Vayyakarana. It should be simple actually. Vyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi. A very simple, straightforward usage actually. Instead of Vyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi, he says Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi. Why you have to say Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi? Huh? This is a complicated thing. But for people who have studied Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, or if you have attended our Adi Laghu class, there I said I am not including this sutra in the list of 300 sutras, but still I want you to understand this sutra and remember the sutra, because this is one of the important sutras. Why I said this, there, other than this very sutra which I taught, there are other sutras which are necessary to create the form. Therefore, I just skipped the other sutras. I said this is just to know that there is a sutra like this. Building up too much. Tat adhite tad veda is the sutra which I said there. Tat adhite tad veda, right? Tat adhite tad veda. That's the sutra. When in the meaning of tat adhite, he studies, tad veda, he knows. In both these meanings, whether he is studying or whether he knows, you can use the same pratyaya and the resultant word will be same. Whether you are studying or whether you know, for both. Based on that sutra, he says, and there, this is the example. This particular word is what is used as the example. Vyakaranam adhite veda iti va vayyakaranaha iti. That is what the example was. Okay. So in tadhita prakriya. So he says, Vyakaranam adhiyate vidanti va vayyakaranaha. Vyakaranam adhiyate vidanti va. Adhiyate, he is studying. Vidanti, for himself, so Atmanepadi. And Vidanti, he knows. So they know. Vidanti. T, tip, tas, G. Jhontah, G. Anti. Okay. So Vidanti va Vayyakaranaha. So that is how the Vayyakarana word is formed. Now, Tesham Siddhantaha. Siddhantaha. And that Vayyakarana's Siddhanta. Siddhanta means Siddhanta Yesham Te Siddhanta. What do we call it? Siddhanta? A conclusive decision. End. A conclusion. Conclusion. How do you conclude? What makes you to conclude? It is not like the politicians' ideas. This is our philosophy. Siddhanta is a philosophy actually. Siddhanta, philosophy. This is our philosophy. They declare themselves, this is our philosophy. Who decided this is going to be our philosophy? I decided. Who is there to decide? Because it's my party, I decide. That is not how it is done in Shastra. In Shastra, two people sit together, two or more people, it can be possible. So two people generally sit together and argue and come to a conclusion. That is what is called a Siddhanta. Okay. So these two people coming into a dialogue is called as Vada. Okay. And this dialogue called Vada can be of three types. Vada, Jalpa, Vitanda. Vada is I and you are sitting across the table to come to a conclusion. I don't have any agenda. You also don't have any agenda. We discuss and finally we come to a conclusion. We both agree on that particular idea. That is Vada. Okay. So next is Jalpa. Jalpa is I also have an agenda and you also have an agenda. So you will try to knock my agenda and establish your agenda. I will do the same. I will try to knock off your agenda and establish my agenda. This is Jalpa. Whoever wins, that becomes the philosophy or decision, conclusion. Now there is other third, Vitanda. In Vitanda, people use this. He is a Vitandavadi. Even without knowing what the Vitandavadi is. Because if I am going to say, no, you are wrong. What I am saying is right. If you are going to say that, then you lose the stand of being a Vitandavadi. Because who is a Vitandavadi? Who is a Vaitandika? In the Nyaya Shastra, there is a sutra. So Pakshasthapana Hino Vitanda. What is Vitanda? So Pakshasthapana Hino. He does not declare what he is going to establish. If he declares this is what I am going to, this is what is right. If you even if you ask, okay, fine, what do you say? He will not say anything. You are wrong. That is the only thing he is going to say. So he is going to negate the opponents, not establish his point. So that is, and by negating, if he comes to a conclusion, that is what is a Vitandavada. Okay, so there are three types of dialogues. In this one of this dialogue, you can choose any of the dialogue. Some discussion with himself he is doing, keeping himself as a sparring boxer or sparring partner in his game of chess, kind of. So he says, Siddhanta. What is the philosophy here? Oh, do you mean the other thing which you said yesterday? What was that? Spotavada. Spotavada, right? No, don't get excited. We are not talking about Spotavada here. He says, Evam ete shabdaha sadhavaha iti. What is the Siddhanta? What is the philosophy we are talking about? Evam ete shabdaha sadhavaha. In this way, these words are perfect, right, correct. Correct for what? Correct for usage, because suptingantam padam, we declare what padam is. Suptingantam padam, that which has a verbal or nominal ending suffix is called as pada. Why do you want to have a pada? Because only a pada can be padaniya, used. Only that which is a pada can be used in a sentence. Non-pada cannot be used in a sentence. So to make it usable in the sentence, to make it right in the sentence, he is he is not creating, he is declaring the word is right. See, Vedas are not written or said in Sanskrit. The Sanskrit language came from Vedas. So whatever said in Vedas, though they may be seen to be in Sanskrit language, the words which are used there cannot be at many points used here now in the usual dialogue. Why? Because there are, in many places there will be no grammatical rules. At least what rules we are going to study, it is not going to come under the purview of these rules. Okay, so he says sadhava iti nishchita artha. This conclusion which we are going to gain, these words are right, this is how these words are right. So that conclusion which we are going to arrive at, that is done here in this text. Okay, Vaiyakarana Siddhanta, two words done. Kaumudi. Kaumudi, what is Kaumudi? Tesham Kaumudi Chandrika. It is like moon to them. Vaiyakarana and Siddhanta. But what moon? Ku means Kaumudi. How did the word Kaumudi come into picture? Kaumudi, and he made it Kaumudi as moon. He translated it as moon. How? Ku Prithvi Muda Modate iti Prithvi Modate iti Kaumudi became. Okay, so Prithvi, earth, it Muda Harshe, it gives joy to the earth. But what earth? It cannot give joy to earth. The people in the earth. Okay, so similarly here this text gives joy. But wait, why do you equate it with moon? So for that he says atyanta sadrishyat tadrupya vapdeshah, because there is a great similarity between this text and the moon, the text which I am going to write, and the moon. What is the similarity? So like if some people are going to say your face looks like moon, I should not be happy about it. I should actually wonder what is the meaning, because there are pimple marks, the kind of pits kind of there in my face. So is he talking about those pits, referring to the pits in the moon, or is he talking about the brightness in my face? We don't know. So what is he coming at, arriving at? For that he says, wait, Chandrika hi, why he is equating it with moon? Because if you have to equate, there should be a sadrusha similarity. Upamana pramana, which the Vedantins accept, is based on this similarity. I am gavayah go sadrushaha, Madiya go sadrusha, Madiya go sadrusha, I am gavaya, whichever way you want to say. Subject, verb, object, object, verb, subject, no problem. So this oxen is like my cow. There should be a similarity between my cow and this ox. Otherwise, I cannot use the upamana pramana. So he says, what is the similarity? So he says, first let me explain the example, moon. So he comes to the moon. Chandrika hi tamo nirasyati. We definitely know, definitely, indeed it is. He, definitely, indeed. Moon, indeed, removes the darkness. Okay, one, count, one. Okay, so because whatever is seen in the example should be seen in the exemplified also. That similarity should be seen in the exemplified also. That is how they become example exemplified. Otherwise, there will be no example exemplified. Okay, so he says, one is it removes the darkness. Second, bhavan sukham prakashayati, it illumines happiness. The bhava means the existence, the existent thought, which is happiness. It illumines that happiness. Okay, two. Third is dinakara kirana samparka janitam santapam apagamayati. Apagamayati, it removes. It removes what? Dinakara kirana samparka janita. Dinakara means sun. Kirana means rays. Samparka means association. Janita means creator, generator. The santapa means the trouble. The trouble generated by the association with the rays of the sun. Okay, all the words are translated. In English, when you translate, it should be like this. Not from first to the last. It should be from the last to the first. That is how it will be proper. Okay, so this moon does three jobs. One is it removes the darkness, it gives the happiness, and it gives the it removes the trouble which we undergo because of the sun's rays. Okay, these three jobs which it does. Now bhavan prakashayati evam iyamapi. See, moon sukham prakashyati. This is the normal state. In Bhartrhari's Vairagya Shataka, etc., when you say Shringara Satakara, Vairagya Shataka, etc., we say there, or any Shringara text. Shringara means a text on romance or things like that. There, when you see, they show this sun rays to be, moon rays to be tormenting. Moon rays, which are generally cold in nature, they become tormenting. Why? Because that is the experience. It reminds him of the experience he had with, or she had with the loved one. Okay, so that is why it is not the general rule, it is an exception. So the general rule is it brings you a good feeling. Okay, so he says happiness. Evam iyamapi. Similarly, this text also, iyamapi granthavalihi. So grantha iyamapi grantha rupa vakyavalihi. This garland of a text also three jobs. Ajnanatmakam tamo nirasyate, removes the darkness of ignorance. Wow, very good. I don't need to study more than this. This is enough. Meaning, I don't need to break my head studying Vedanta. Why? You just said, Ajnanatmakam tamo nirasyati. It removes the darkness of ignorance. Wait, this ignorance is not that ignorance. The word may be similar, but the ignorance is not, the object is not similar. Why? See, let us see. See, you have the ignorance of the Sanskrit grammar rules. I will not say Sanskrit language, I will say Sanskrit grammar rules. That ignorance of Sanskrit grammar rules is removed by this text. Okay, so that is one. Second, Munitraya Grantha Bhavan Anayasam Prakashyati. Whatever is the idea of these three great saints, Panini, Katyayana, Vararuchi or Katyayana, does not really matter, Patanjali. These great saints, their teaching is very easily, anayasena, without any effort, it is understood. Okay, so therefore it brings you joy. Third, Ati Vistruta Duruha Bhashya Kayatadi Mahagrantha Parishilana janitam chitta samtapam cha shamayati. It also dissolves. Shamayati means removes, subsides. What? The santapa, the trouble. Trouble. Where do you have the trouble? The trouble, big janitam, born out of a parishilanam, of a looking into, inquiring into, trying to understand. Understand what? Bhashya Kayatadi Mahagrantha. The big, huge text of Bhashya or Mahabhashya. We are talking about here. Bhashya when I say Bhashya or Kayata, etc. Commentaries. Kayata is a commentary on Mahabhashya. They have published a big pillow like volumes, 4 volumes of Bhashya and Kayata. I have it. It's just, it can be just used for that purpose. Because see, I told you this app where they have given the Siddhanta Kaumudi, Balamanarama, etc. There they also have Bhashya, Mahabhashya. So just pick up one sutra and just try to see what is said in the Bhashya. See, this is Sanskrit. If you understand little bit of the language, you will be able to decipher this. But in that, there will be things said in quotes, and more quotes. Completely. It's not just sutra. There are so many words and different things which are said there. Very confusing. So he says that trouble this text will remove. So all the 3 jobs are done by this text also. Therefore, iti shameti iti atyanta sadrushyat yujyate chandrika tadatmya adhyavasaya atyanta sadrushyat. Therefore, there is a very close similarity. Therefore, yujyate, it is proper, it is correct, it is right to say that this is atyanta sadrishya. Here instead of atyanta sadrishya, he says chandrika tadatmya, tadatmane bhava iti tadatmya. It is like moon. It is moon. To say that it is moon is proper. Adhyavasaya means determination. So this determining that it is like moon is proper. There is nothing wrong here. Okay, fine. Virachyate. What is virachyate? Kriyate ityartha. Virachyate, generally you take it as kriyate. I am writing. But racha pratiyatne is the dhatu. What is the dhatu? Racha pratiyatne. Pratiyatna means guna adhanam. Adding to it some good attributes. There is already the text. I am adding some attributes which are good to the text to understand the text. That is why virachyate. Otherwise, kriyate, something like that, it can be done. So instead of he uses virachyate. Okay. Vartamana samipyad vartamanavad vyapadesha. Virachyate. Creating. Where is the book? You have not even started the book. Only the Mangalacharanam has started. You didn't even start the book per se, and you are saying, I am writing. How can you say I'm writing? See, it is like this. The Vartamana, the present tense is used till the kshana of the complete. The moment, kshana means moment, till the moment of completion of the text. How so? Like in the case of your house building, like you are building a house. Okay. So for 5 years, this fellow is saying, I'm building a house. He is building. When you ask, what building? You are saying this for 5 years. He'll say, yes, I am saying this for 5 years. The first time I saw, the first year when I saw you, I was designing what to build. Second year, I dug for the groundwork. I dug the land for placing the basement. Then third, I raised it to plinth level. Fourth, the walls were completed. Fifth year, the roof and the other job were over. So, all the 5 years, he was doing something or other in relation with building the house. Therefore, he can say building, present tense. So, here also, it can be used. There is no issue here. Kim krutva ityataha. After doing what? Because we do see why he is Kim krutva. After what? We see kids in the house when they are doing something very good. No, you people, parents especially, they will doubt their kids. What did you do? They know because this fellow is not that good. He is studying. Why is he studying? Either he has not got marks, the report card is out, or he fought with some of his friends. Something he did some mischief. That is why he is silent now. Right? So, what did you do? That is exactly what he is asking. Kim krutva. After doing what? So, munitrayam iti. Munitrayam namaskritya iti. After saluting the three saints. Now, Trayaha avayavaha. This munitrayam, this word should be understood. It's a beautiful explanation. Trayaha avayavaha asya samudayasya trayam traya avayava samudayah. Traya avayavaha asya samudayasya is the word trayam. Trayam, the word, when we say that trayam means trayaha avayavaha. There are three parts, limbs for this group. That is what is the traya word. Okay, how did we come to this word traya? Actually, Sankhyayaha avayave tayap is the sutra. We should have to say taya, meaning three taya. We have with the word three, I should have to add taya, tayap, the suffix, and the word will be tritaya, and with subutpati, tritayam, etc. But instead of tritaya, I am saying traya. Why? There is another sutra which says tayasya ayajva. For the tayap, ayaj can optionally be there as a replacement. Ba, vikalpa. Okay, there can be an option of replacement for tayap with ayaj. So, 3 plus ayaj, trayaj, traya, like that. So, there can be trutaya, traya, ditaya, or dvaya. Okay, so he says that Sankhyayaha avayave tayapiti tayap tadhitah. It's a tadhita prayoga. And ditribhyam tayasya ayajva iti tayasya ayajadeshah. So that is done. Now, after that he says Muninam trayamiti sashti samasah. He is now completing the word Munitrayam. Trayam, we know how that word came into existence. But Munitrayam, how did it come into existence? He says, Muninam Trayamiti Sashti Samasa. Muninam, sixth case, Trayam. So, this is Sashti Samasa. So, that Samasa he is explaining, Trayana Muninam Samudayati Avat. Group of 3 Munis. That is the idea. Now, यद्यपि मुनिशब्दस्य त्रिशब्दस्य च अभेद अन्वये त्रिशब्दस्य मुनिशब्दसापेक्षत्वात् असामर्थ्यात् तद्धित अनुपत्तिः तथापि त्रयो अवयवः अस्य समुदायस्य त्रयम् इति प्रथमं व्युत्पाद्यम्. So now see, there is another issue. The tadhita pratyaya cannot be applicable for this situation actually. Why? Because three shabdasya muni shabdas muni shabdam anapeksha eva samudaye no abheda anvaye. See, when we are going to bring in abheda anvaya, when we are going to bring in syntactically connecting these two as identical, abheda means identical. Now, if you are going to say it identical with, you see it identical with something else, then what it means is without this, that is impossible, and without that, this is impossible. Do you understand? There is anyonya shraya dosha. There is a defect of interdependence. Okay, so without three, you cannot understand muni. Without muni, you cannot understand three. Meaning, what is three? Munis. What munis? Three. How many munis? Three. So they are interrelated. So independently, there cannot be any meaning for them. So you cannot bring in tadhita, the tadhita pratyaya. Still, अत्र त्रिशब्दस्य मुनिशब्दम् अनपेक्षेव समुदाये अन्वयात् नास्ति असामर्थ्यम्. See, we are not doing associating this muni with three, but three with the samudaya, muni with the samudaya, three samudaya, the group of three. Wait, I'll explain it. See, we say, oh, the parliament was terrible, whether it's Indian parliament or it is a British parliament or any parliament. Parliament means there will be fights. Okay, the parliament was fighting today. When I say, or the stage manchaha kroshanti, the stage is roaring. When I say, do you really mean the parliament building is shouting or the stage is shouting or roaring? No, we mean the people in the parliament or the people on the stage are doing all those mischief things. So similarly here, the three independently cannot be associated with the muni shabda. The three samudaya can be associated with the muni shabda. Therefore, there is no error here. That is why he says, natu muni shabdasya traya shabda ekadesham. See, you should not. No. Why do you have to bring in these kind of complicated things? What is the complication here? See, muni not with the three, muni with the samudaya of three. I am associating with the samudaya, the group. Why do you have to associate with the group? Instead of it, make it simple. Muni with three, simple, over. Not group of three. Why do you want to bring the group? If you say, the problem is this. He says, natu muni shabdasya traya shabde ekadesha bhuta three shabdena abheda anvaya. You cannot bring this syntactical association with one portion of this word three, which means the group of three. Instead of the group of three, I am associating only with this word three. It cannot be done. Why? There is a rule, paribhasha. Padarthaha padarthena anveti natu tad ekadeshena. Padartha padarthena anveti natu tad ekadeshena. A padartha, a word, will be an object, a thing can be associated with another thing, not with one portion of it. Not with one portion of it. A word will be associated with another word, not one portion of it. Like we see in logic, they say guna, dravya, etc. Without having an association with dravya, The guna cannot stay independent. The guna cannot be independent of dravya. Let me explain. We have red lotus. Okay. Red, blue, green, etc. colors. Okay. Now we have red lotus, red pen, red ink, etc. red pen, etc. Now, red, blue, green, etc. colors cannot be independent. They are guna. They cannot be independently gained without it being in association with some object, paint, powder, flower, etc. Do you understand? So I cannot say, if I say, bring me red, red what? You will ask me. I said, red. What is the question there? Bring me red. Red color. Red color what? Again. So, independently, even if you are going to bring me kumkum, that red is associated with the kumkum, the powder, not red. You are not bringing the individual red. You are bringing the red powder, red paint. You understand? So, one object will be associated with another object. One padartha will be associated with another padartha, not with one portion of it. That is the idea. So, the padartha, the word here, the word meaning here, which is a muni, will be associated with the padartha, the word meaning, not one portion of the word. So, tad ekadeshan, that's the idea. Iti nyaya, this is the rule. Tatascha. Muni shabda, trishabdayoho, paraspara, varta anabhigyayoho eva, शब्द मर्यादया समुदाये अन्वये सति पश्चात् संख्यायाः परिच्छेदकत्व स्वभावस्य तृतीयस्य परिच्छेद पर्यालोचनया सन्निहित पदान्तर उपस्थितत्वात् मुनयः एव परिच्छेद्यतया सम्बध्यते. Now he is bringing something else. He says, okay, Tatascha, therefore, padartha should be associated with the padartha, not with one portion of the padartha. Therefore, because of this reason, muni shabda tri shabdayoho, between this muni and the word three, paraspara varta anabhignayoho eva, shabda maryadayoho. The shabda, its limit, does not associate itself with it does not know what the other is. So, without knowing what the other is, samudaye anvaye sati. It should, without knowing what the other is, it cannot have association. Therefore, by associating it with the samudaya, the group, which is the padartha, paschat, then later, sankhyayaha parichedakatva svabhasya. A number, unit is a limiting factor. Group of, when I say group of what? 3. Group can be, plural can be 3, 2 in Sanskrit, and it is from 3. In English, it is from 2. So, when I say plural, how many? That is the question. So, the number is limiting adjunct. Therefore, tritvasya parichedaka paryalochanayam. I understand this 3 as the limiting adjunct. When I am trying to process this, I am trying to use it as the limiting adjunct. At that point of time, sannihita padantar upasthitatvat. There is a next word which is closer to this 3 samudaya. 3 samudaya, the group of 3. What is that? Munayaha. This muni. So, with that word, eva parichedyatva sambadhyate. It will be associated. Group of 3. Group of 3 munis. So, instead of 3 and munis, I am associating muni and group. Group and muni. Group of 3 saints. Group and saint is what I am associating instead of group saint and muni. Saint and 3. Do you get it? Do you get it? Group of 3 saints. Group and saint is what I am associating instead of 3 and saint, which are closer. Why? This is the rule. He says, Trayana Muninam Samudaya iti. This is how I understand. Why? So am Partika Anvayo Arunadhikarane Arunadhikaran Nyaya Vidam Sugamaha iti alam vistarena. This is called as Parshtika Anvaya. Prishte Bhava Parshtika. Prishte Bhava means Prishta means later. Bhava means that exists. That which exists later. With that association is Parshtika Anvaya. Syntactical connection is Parshtika Anvaya. This is a Arunadhikarana Nyaya Vidam Sugamaha. It is very easy. Sugamaha means it is very easy. For whom? Nyaya Vidam, the people who know this logic. Logic of what? Arunadhikarana. That which is explained in the Arunadhikarana. Arunadhikarana, what is Arunadhikarana? What is this logic? Arunadhikarana logic. This is not some worldly logic. Arunadhikarana logic is a logic, a conclusion derived in the Purvamimamsa. It can be Vedanta logic, it can be Purvamimamsa logic. Here it is Purvamimamsa logic, Nyaya. What is this Arunadhikarana? There is a statement, Arunadhikarana. There is a statement, Arunaya. That is the word. That is why Arunadhikarana it became. Arunaya, Pingaksha, Ekahanya, Somam Krinati. Arunaya, with the red, with the redness. Ekahanya, with one age, 1 year old. Pingaksha, with yellow eyed. You get it? Arunaya, redness. Pingaksha, yellow eyed. Ekahanya, 1 year old. Somam Krinati, buys the soma juice. The soma creeper actually. You don't buy the juice, you buy the creeper. So you have to buy the creeper. Even if you have it in your backyard, you cannot harvest it for the soma yaga. You have to buy it. Buy it with water, with redness, with yellow eyed, with 1 year old. What is this? There is no association here. Because these are all limiting adjuncts which are unit or something which are guna. You get it now? It is guna. It is some attribute. It cannot be independent without an association with the attribute and an object. So they understand it to be Gava. So which is not closer. Arunaya, Pingaksha, Ekahanya, Gavam, Somalatam, Grinati, like that, they bring in the association. So with 1 year old cow, which should be red, which should be yellow eyed, which should be 1 year old. With that kind of cow, you have to buy the soma. So this is the idea. So this is very easy for those people who understand that Purvamimamsa. That is why he is Balaka, he is a kid, because he knows other text, Purvamimamsa, but he does not know Sanskrit. Iti alam vistarena. This is enough expansion or commenting upon this. Iti, he stops this. We'll see Munitrayam, what is that? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.